What's going on, buddy? My name is ZealetPrince. Welcome back to yet another reaction video. And today we're checking out some more Kane Pixels. He just uploaded recently another Backrooms video shortly after he released the biggest Backrooms video I think he's ever made. I'm not sure as to when time in the timeline takes place in, because every single one of these episodes, they don't follow a linear timeline. They're always, some start at the very beginning, some show events at the very end. As for this, it takes place from the split second I saw the image, I think in 89. I don't remember the entire timeline of Backrooms because it has been a grand long time since I last looked at it. So if you remember off the top of your head, let me know in the comments section, because I sure as hell don't, because it's also been a long time since we've also touched the Backrooms series in general. And I gotta check out the other videos Kane made. I saw he uploaded other videos, but I just didn't realize they were from him because the thumbnails didn't immediately tell me that it was Kane Pixels uploads. So I got to check out those two when I get the time. And since it's spooky month, maybe now is probably a good time to get to them. But I got a lot of other spooky stuff to record first, so then I'll get to that afterwards. It'll probably be closer towards the end of the month. Those spooky videos, at least those other ones from Kane, but we'll get to them, just not today. So today's backroom video is lighting and tile survey. So we're going to check it out in 3, 2, 1, boom. Yeah, 11/15/89. Starting on November 14th. Why are subs on? I don't want subs. I want to try and make sense of it myself. I got a glass door into the back through the portal they made. Oh, the label and stuff. Detox room.
A decent hitting system down here, that'd be nice. Guy of hypothermia. Camera? Put your straps are in the bin right now. Just make sure to get the red one, right? Because the green one reads. 10-4.
The green one, what? Wow, they are expanding. Oh, switching out. So what, they're just replacing tiling? I thought my video just... Yeah, it just looks like they're replacing stuff. Or are they looking up there? I'm fully expecting there to be an entity up in the rafters.
On top, and I'm seeing a bunch on the floor above. There's ventilation as well. You see that? You see the vents? Yeah, it goes around the back to the right. Yeah, some of it's insulated, I think. I don't know. I'm not a vent guy. I don't know.
Not a vent guy.
No, it's no rust, I think.
What with the music?
More than one floor, and I use that term loosely. We then attempted to cut power to the nearest fluorescent light fixture, a standard troffer. However, we were unable to isolate the power source, and the conduit remained live, despite the absence of any visible external power supply. The source of electrical current remains unknown at this time. Using an insulated toolkit, we carefully isolated the light fixture from its electrical conduit, extracted the troffer from the ceiling, and transported it back inside.
Oh, they're going to test
standard
it
for analysis. And they a 0.5 meter sample of conduit was also taken, with all exposed wiring safely secured afterwards in the ceiling. So the ceiling tile extracted measures 1.27 meters by 1.14 meters, which is certainly not standard, but it's composed primarily of mineral fiber seems normal in composition, has a fissured texture with mild tegular edges. So after initial analysis, the composition of the tile estimated is around 60% mineral wool, which is fibers of amorphous silicate, usually derived from, I think it's basalt or slag, around 20% expanded perlite, which is primarily of silicon dioxide and aluminium oxide, and the rest is a undefined mixture of silicate material, some starch, latex polymers, and some organic fibers derived from plant materials, recycled cellulose, really. But the light troffer housing is made of galvanized steel coated with a thin layer of zinc. Inside, the fluorescent bulbs are non-standard in proportion, most closely resembling T12 bulbs. So the 4 bulbs measure 1.2 meters in length with a diameter of 38.1 millimeters. We're extrapolating here at 51, but that bulb and waves and the rest contain the following components. Phosphor coating, the calcium halophosphate for converting ultraviolet light to visible light, mercury vapor in a small quantity which facilitates the ultraviolet light emission, argon gas.
I know absolutely nothing about these types of lights, so whatever they're saying is completely foreign to me.
And again, this is all standard for these.
Like the equipment that's used for this stuff, I know absolutely none of this.
That's an inert gas that assists with with regulating the current and really starting the bulbs. And they are connected via a G13 base, which is a standard 2-pin base with 13 millimeter spacing for electrical connection. So the wiring connected to the fixture is PVC insulated copper, which appears standard again. The prismatic diffuser over the bulbs is made of polymethyl methacrylate, which is again commonly used for its light diffusion properties. I mean, it's what we have in the building here, very standard. But we also inspected the ballast, which is of the electromagnetic type. There's some variation in how they're being manufactured now. This one contains a laminated steel core and copper windings designed to operate at 60 hertz. So the ballast emits a prominent 120 hertz hum. This seems to be the case for the majority, if not all, of the lights in the complex that we've assessed thus far, mostly just through simple curing. But this is due to magnetostriction and core vibration. But the noise may be exacerbated by loose lamination plates or degradation of the insulating potting material over time. So it's definitely an indication that this has been running for a little bit. I mean, despite its age, the ballast is functional. Its large proportions suggest it was built for a non-standard space, not something you find in the majority of offices or most commercial spaces, though that's not something I'm too familiar with, truthfully. Now, we did find, so material compositions all seem expected, or we don't know what to expect here. They seem, everything we've looked at so far, again, this is rudimentary early testing, but everything seems pretty congruent with what you might expect from one of the troffer lights you could pull out of the ceiling in this building right here. So nothing too strange, but that maybe makes things even stranger, because we look at these lights and let me see. I'm taking it. So several labels were marked on various components of the troffer. So on the ballast, we found markings for marked as a universal ballast, Type A, manufactured in 1975 with serial number A75234X. The troffer itself is stamped 3X432, and that was manufactured in 1973 in Reading, Pennsylvania, and it is UL listed. And the bulbs were manufactured by Sylvania, and they're marked F40SW, that's soft white, with no visible date information. It's left blank, but it is noted as made in the USA. So I mean, though outdated in design, the fixture appears fully functional. The stable operation of all light fixtures in the subdivision points to a continuous, potentially autonomous power source, which still remains unidentified. We're doing what we can. The materials used are durable with minimal visible wear, suggesting they were built for long-term, possibly indefinite use.
It's like a bunch of flies flying in my ear.
This concludes the initial findings. Further investigation is necessary to determine the source of power standards.
I'm not gonna lie, I was actually preparing myself for there to be something a little bit more scarier for this episode, but it ended up not being really that scary. It was more of a straightforward one where they're continuing to investigate the immediate surrounding space around the entrance of the backrooms, at least the pathway they have control of. And also, judging by the initial area, it didn't seem like there was a control room. Actually, I don't actually remember where the control room was located in previous episodes. Like the one time that one guy disappeared, he returned and set off all the alarms. Because I know that was also in construction. I think it was also there around the time of Pitfalls, which is still my most favorite Backrooms video. What else? And they're also analyzing all the material that comes from inside the backroom itself, so they can see how different or similar it is to real-world stuff. And it seems like the way they were describing it to me, because like I said, I am absolutely not familiar with electrical wiring or lighting whatsoever on that scale. Not whatsoever. But it sounds like to them, it was far different. It was quite similar, but technologically different, design-wise, to what you would normally find in like an office building lighting. That's what it seemed like to me, but I could be very wrong. Overall, it was a more it was more of a lore dump for everything, surrounding the space at the gateway, because we know the back room has hundreds of different levels. Every level is different in its design, it's rudimentary. It's completely, every level is not the same. The layout is always different, and there's always going to be a different element that contrasts what the yellow walls and wallpaper. There's going to be something similar to it, but there's also going to be added something else onto it. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's Backrooms video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.